Hello, hello. Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Three Slips and Silly Points. And we're all back to the original Three Slip Killers. We got Randeep returning back and straight into the third slip position. Welcome back, Randeep.
Thank you.
Raj.
What do you mean? We had him. We had him last time. We had him.
Yeah. Sorry,
Remember?
we had it. We had it.
Yeah,
We had it.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. yeah. That was me bulked up, and then
He
I'm
he
cutting now.
he
So
just he just had his beard out. That's it.
That's it.
yeah,
Raj back at second slip, and I'm at your first slip. Hopefully, I don't get any catches, or even if I get them, I'm gonna flip them to you guys. All right, the Champions Trophy madness is at full pace, full chaos going on. We've got three games remaining at the time of recording, but we had six games between our last recording and
Yeah,
today.
we've been slack.
We've been slack, but the weather gods have been nice on us. We just cut down to four rather than six because two of them have been washed away.
Fair,
All
fair, but
right.
still should have done India Pakistan review ASAP.
All right, let's get in. Before we jump into the juicy India Pakistan, let's go a step before. Part of the blockbuster weekend from last one, Australia England game. Let's start off with that high scoring, high run chase. God knows how England
Highway.
lost the game. All right.
it was
Uh,
it, a great match to watch. Duckett was he played really well. He smashed him down the ground everywhere. Yeah, just hey, he finally turned his head in everywhere, every direction. He hit every
uh,
direction. And
sorry.
Root is still just a killer. Root is
What
just
given
killing
you
it.
had mentioned Duckett, I should probably start off with this quote of his: "No one cares if we lose in India, as long as we beat India in the finals of Champions Trophy."
Oh,
Oh.
but you know what? I had no doubt they would beat India, but for that they'd have to make it to the semifinals.
Ooh, some
Us-
logistical issues
So
there.
it's logistics. He meant it, and he was right. They were going to beat India in the semifinals, but
Yeah,
road to semifinals, it's a feat.
Well,
It's hard.
Mikey.
get there first, you know.
I must say, this Champions Trophy has been one of those bizarre ones where every game someone rocks up and scores century for fun. And I'm like, dude, yeah, back in the day, centuries, 5 wicket hauls were like one of those rare things. And they were like, oh
Yeah.
my God, we've had this, or we've had three centuries in this whole tournament, or five centuries. And a couple games before I was doing it, it was six matches done, and we had nine centuries. I didn't do a review after. I'm like, way too many to keep count of now.
Chai, chai, chai. Welcome to Pakistan.
That's true. That's true.
The
Yeah,
land of highways.
the land of
We don't build
highways.
highways. We don't build highways for cars. We build highways for batsmen. Okay, Chai.
Cool.
Uh,
Yeah, the Australia England game. Yeah, it still surprises me how Australia. Yeah, England scoring 350 odd and still managing to lose the game from that position. Again, they had a good start with the ball as well.
No, but to be honest, that 350, I think Smith pulled a bunny to actually restrict them to 350 because the way they were going, they should have got
mm,
380 to 400. And
Lavishane's key overs.
somehow, I don't know what Smith saw in him. The last 5 overs, I think he bowled at least 2 to 3 overs. And he had
yeah,
his premier fast bowlers available for him. And he still went with Labu. And I think Labu did a decent job.
yeah. Two wickets for 41. That's. I think you did your job. You did your
And
And
job.
his worst over was his last over.
yeah, and exactly what it doesn't show is he was bowling in those death overs. He was
Yeah,
bowling against set batsmen that were on the rampage from English side. yet managed to keep it nice and clean. Yeah, 100%. His
And
bowlers
the,
bought,
the,
I would say, 30 odd runs for sure.
and the thing is, I think Smith really did see something in him because it wasn't just that he wanted spin, because even Glenn Maxwell had 3 overs left. And I for sure thought if he wanted spin in the last over, Maxwell's going to come in.
Mm.
And he's like, no, no, it's all good, Labo, here you go. And at this rate, I think he's a genuine all-rounder. You
And
have to give it.
I
Balls
think
pace
it.
Yeah,
in
but
test, balls spin in ODIs, bats every now and then. Sounds like a
takes of the
actual all-rounder at ODI, yeah.
there's a very famous saying, right? Like, not that he's a true bowler, but Ship will get wickets. And there was one where he bowled a bouncer, such a slow bouncer, and he got LBW. And I was just like, oh my God, how? Who was it?
Yeah,
I
but I
think
think,
he got, who did he get? I forgot who he got. Not Salt.
who are
uh,
you talking about? Who are you
Labu
talking
got,
about?
yeah, Duckett. How he got Duckett
Duckett,
out.
Duckett.
I don't
Yeah.
know
Oh,
if,
yeah.
yeah, that was just
The
such a
Yeah,
shocking
slowest ball
ball.
possible.
yeah.
Slowest ball.
Duckett misread that ball completely. Just scored his century, and he was like, "Okay, this is probably going to see a lot more fireworks from him." And I
Yeah.
think that Duckett's wicket was the turning point. He was a set batsman, and had he continued, he might have piled up a little more, a few more runs.
Mm. Because no one else really got going other than these guys. They just had some starts, like Butler and Archer. Oh, Archer was cracking them.
I
Archer
would,
was
I
smashing
would,
them.
I wouldn't say Butler got a start. Butler was struggling to connect. Butler was struggling to move the ball. He,
But I
you
think to
know,
me, it's partially because the captaincy's weighing on him and he's not like able to play it as freely as possible. That's
yeah.
probably what the problem's been so far. Um, and I feel like if you just look
I
at the difference in Smith versus Butler, Smith plays at a different level when he's captaining. He's already very
mm,
good, but he plays at a different level. Whereas Butler has come down that level, and I think he follows a very strict format of like, I'm going to bowl these bowlers 10 overs each. These are my other three spinners that I'm going to bowl 2 overs from here. When you follow that rigid script and you're not seeing who's doing better than who's not,
yeah.
you're not going to be a good captain, I think, especially in ODIs. And I think that's why ODI cricket in general exposes stuff like this because T20 is like so quick. There's no time. Even if you mess up, you can't do
Mm,
anything.
Oh well, I think that loss for England sort of set their fate up for an early exit, and the washout of Australia and South Africa just confirmed that yep, they're
yeah.
out of the game. I think when to me it felt England and Pakistan, the way both of them were playing, they were essentially competing as to who was going to get out of the tournament first. All right. Now
Oh,
that
and
The craziest part for me was after England, Australia, everyone was like, we've got a knockout match now between England and South Africa. Whoever wins that makes it to the semi-finals.
it didn't get to
uh,
that point. All
I
right.
think it was watching the Australian side bat was a pleasure. Short, Matthew Short. I while watching him, I'm like, wait, is he always playing the ball so late? Like, it feels like he's like on the last second hitting the ball, but this guy creamed it.
Hmm.
Him and England's watching them, it was so good. And Kerry, did you guys see Kerry's catch?
Oh, carries
What a
two catches.
catch! Two
Carries two
catches.
catches. Yeah.
What a
Oh,
catch!
all right. I think the poor luck.
You're on mute,
Uh,
Raj.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Chai.
Pull him out of his keeping job. Get him in. Guaranteed.
I think it's safe to say England's poor luck or their different approach to ODIs is definitely not working, and they got to do a lot of rethinking. Um, I mean, they're already out of the tournament. There's no way they can
Yeah,
make it
they're
back.
done. Yeah.
Even the win against South Africa, it's again England South Africa, which is one of the upcoming games, is a dead rubber. So yeah, they go back. They do a lot of introspection. Or yeah, sorry. I'm going to correct myself. It's a dead rubber from England's perspective. It is not from South Africa's perspective because they're going to decide that game is going to decide who's going to top the table and pick to choose whether they play India or New Zealand, or they play in a highway or a cricket pitch.
Neutral ground, yeah. Or India's home advantage ground, where everyone's talking about like it's yeah.
But I think that the crazier part still for me is everyone saying, "Hey, Australia's in right after this game," and all of a sudden they're playing a knockout game. Is it tonight?
Yeah,
Tonight's the knockout game, right?
Tonight.
sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Which
really
I
hope
which
they don't
which is
make it.
interesting because it's against Afghanistan, and our predictor, everyone's got the same thing except for my brother.
Is he going for Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Oh, hells. Okay, cool.
All right. Let's quickly move into
Yeah.
the other big game of over the weekend, India Pakistan. I'll probably start off with Randeep. Was this expected?
Oh yeah. We saw yeah we I saw Pakistan's batting and like again same thing, right? They started off decent. They started off decent. They had good partnership with Azam and Shakil, but then they just started dropping like flies, and I was like, okay, India's gonna make this no stress at all. I had yeah no concerns. This was easy. This wasn't a challenge for them, which is
Right.
disappointing because I really want a challenging game against Pakistan, but except for that other Dubai game, but this was easy.
I'm like, no, 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 no. I think me
I'm
and
okay. I'm okay.
we just need a
I'm
win.
okay.
We just need a win. We got to take the box.
I'm okay. I mean, I get the rivalry's meant to be a crazy thing, and
Yeah,
those
Yeah,
games are really high octane. But literally, for me, get us to the finals and win the finals. Come on,
man.
come on.
yeah.
Have you?
Huh?
All right, he's gonna come back.
No.
But have you seen that? There you go. He's back.
He
Have
was
you?
so happy that he was like, "I'm gonna leave now."
Yeah, the Rohit
Because I
Sharma's
still,
captaincy track that's being circulated in Champions Trophy, and he's got pretty much wins all around, except for
that's
one
stressing me
loss.
out.
Except for one loss in the middle, and anyone that knows about it. So I'm like, let's hope that winning streak continues.
Yeah, yeah. But I actually think maybe they should just lose one
New Zealand.
consolation
Oh,
game against New Zealand. Come on, I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's New Zealand. It's fine.
yeah. This guy's like, oh, if
Let's,
this side doesn't win, I'm okay with the other side.
sounds good to me.
Yeah.
No stress. Um,
And Kohli's century. I think it's been ages coming. Uh, uh, what a pleasure, what a delight, and what a time.
Yeah,
yeah, made it look so easy too.
Yeah. And this was essentially the same pitch where Pakistan decided to start off in T20 style, play a bit of test match, and then close it as one days. And then Kohli comes in and like, yeah, this is how you play this game on this pitch.
But I think for me the problem was I don't think they should have played for his century towards the end. They
Trust
should
me,
have, they should have just
trust
closed the
me,
game. I know funnier states.
they never played for century. The entire reaction on Kohli's face when he saw Hardik walk up
like
says it
why?
all. No one played for his century. And I think the only guy that said or that called out was a non-striker when he was on 90. They needed 2 runs and he just
Yeah,
played a
They didn't run.
defense.
Yeah,
It reminded of that,
Dhoni,
Dhoni and
goalie.
Virat, where Dhoni plays, you know, a bizarre defensive shot, a base, almost chest high ball, plays it like you wrap up the game.
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
but
uh,
this his hundred here gave us like the glimpse of like the old OG Kohli, and
Yeah,
yeah.
his
young
run in
letter
between the
Kobe.
wickets is still nuts. Is still probably one of the best.
Oh yeah.
Do you know
He's the
what?
leading, catcher. He's got most catches for Team India. He's just surpassed Rahul Dravid.
Yeah,
Azharuddin, sorry, not Rahul Dravid.
Mm,
but I think the thing with him running, like I've seen him
yeah,
run live at the grounds,
Yeah.
and it actually looks like when he's running, it feels like someone's like pushing him, like like the wind's just behind him when he's running. I've never seen anyone move that quick between the wickets. He's so
And
fast.
at that age, right? At that
Yeah,
age,
yeah,
there was a
36.
there was a very funny because I think Wasim Akram was like talking about the game post game, and he was just like he's like I just got told he's like Kohli is here and he's had a bad run, so he's like before the game he's practicing. Babar is sitting there eating kill.
No, but he was sick. He was sick. He was sick. Baba was sick.
No, but I was oh okay.
I don't know, man.
You didn't talk
I feel
about
like
that.
a lot of stuff's being said about Baba, but poor guy, I don't think he's done much wrong.
Yeah, he
It's
hasn't
people
done much.
around him, right?
Oh,
Fair.
Oh, well,
oh my God.
yeah, I feel sorry for Pakistan. They waited for what, 26 odd years to host a ICC trophy in their home conditions. They had a lot of controversies leading into it around stadium prep, um, and it only took them 4 days to get knocked out of the tournament. And
Uh,
even they did
But the
not
thing
play
is,
in. I think,
speaking,
sorry, it was
speaking
at
of stadium
Lahore
prep,
Stadium. It was the Lahore
yeah,
Stadium.
Lahore.
Where I don't think they've played a game, and the only way Pakistan could have played a game was if India did not qualify to finals and they made it to finals. So, of the three stadiums that they built, they only played in two. So,
no,
sorry,
but
Raj.
the thing is, the problem with the stadium building, there was no rain yesterday. It was just a wet
Mm.
outfield, and because the drainage wasn't on, they couldn't play a game. How crazy
Wasn't
is that?
on. Wasn't on.
No
Rather, was
Shouldn't
it
that be
on?
running 20? Shouldn't that be running 24/7? You know, just saying.
No, no,
It's a
no.
major
I
tournament.
don't think
Yeah.
they had one.
The drainage
Oh,
Like
system
an old school
looks like
drainage.
there's no sort of that quick
oh, like
absorption
no,
mechanism.
as in what Rad said, it's like it wasn't turned on. I'm like, but
No,
you're
no, it
saying
wasn't
it
10.
wasn't built in, wasn't
Yeah,
built
Yeah.
to that. Yeah.
given we're all in IT world, it was a nice to have feature and was de-scoped from
That's
cricket.
the-
Well,
Wait,
costed two games, two washed off games, and I think the biggest impact of the game was on England. It's like Australia, South Africa washed out; they get a point each, and poor England, who are banking a lot on the from the sides, got knocked out.
but
Yeah.
also
But
the Pakistan Bangladesh game, right? Like it due to rain, no toss, no
Yeah,
nothing, just got a point each.
yeah,
So
that's
that just put
it did
Pakistan on
rubber.
pressure that they needed to win that. Isn't it
they
like you
yeah
need to
Like
win two and you're secure
minimum
for
two,
minimum two,
minimum 2?
minimum two,
Okay.
with
and
high
that's how
NRI.
runners kicks into the spot. But at this point, yeah, both Bangladesh, Pakistan, the game that
Yeah,
got
it
washed
was
out last
yeah.
night, they were out.
But
Um,
um, I
sorry,
think
go
with
ahead.
Pakistan, you have to give kudos to Abrar for the way he bowled, at least. Um, he, it looked like he was unplayable at times. And
Yeah,
to go in this kind of game at economy of, I think, 2 point something, it's crazy.
it is.
He, when
I
he
think
came, when he initially first came in, I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna get smashed. And then he really did turn out to be something else.
there were definitely a few highs for Pakistan. Maybe we should do a tournament wrap up and or some quiz in an episode between on the team that I'm excited to see talking about it. But yeah, there were definitely a bit
Chai. That's what we're doing. We are wrapping up their team right now, regardless.
of.
And that's
um,
it. That's a team that played well.
all right, let's move into the next game. Sort of, I mean, I think the game was already pre-decided or didn't have carry much value. New Zealand, Bangladesh. It was a wide chance for Bangladesh to make it to the next round had they won the game. But with the way New Zealand kicked off the game, I think the highlight was for me was Rachin's century comeback game. after a head injury and scores a smooth, well-established 122.
The bigger plus is they were able to find a spot for him in the middle and him scoring in the middle.
Yeah.
Because his usual spot's the opening spot in the mid
Yeah,
cricket,
and
right?
that team looks so solid now with everyone scoring. I mean, I think it was only Kane that's got a rare double failure so far. The 2 games didn't perform much, but I'm sure
Yeah.
he's just that strike, similar to the likes of Smith, Root, or Kohli, is just a game away, and the game he gets in, and he's just going to destroy the opposition.
Yeah. And I feel like every single person in that team now is in form. Like the worst player is probably going to be Devon Conway in terms of form, and even he coming into the tournament has been scoring hundreds.
Yeah. All right.
So
Yeah. And how good was Bracewell with his bowling 4 wickets, economy of 2.6, which is so good. And this is
crazy.
what makes me more nervous around that India New Zealand game. India haven't been challenged to the fullest extent, is what I feel so far. But
But it's
again,
okay.
Dubai.
But
It's
that's
Dubai.
what Raj said, right? That's what Raj said. He's like, I'm okay if they lose the next one. We need some sort of loss to,
Oh,
just
law of averages.
bring them
Law
to
of
ground
averages. Literally
reality.
law of
Yeah,
averages.
yeah.
India
And
has
that's what
not
happened
lost a single game since the World Cup.
in.
And add to that, Kane Williamson's had 2 back-to-back failures, so he's also
Yeah.
priming for a hit.
I'm like,
So
yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
things don't look positive. Not that we
Uh,
don't have faith, but yeah, New Zealand has been a dominating force.
plus, I
let
mean,
Yeah,
I feel like look, both teams have qualified. Just go easy.
yeah.
It's all good.
yeah.
Don't any
Send
injuries
send
coming in the
send their B
semi-finals.
team, send their B team. Rest.
Maybe play Arshdeep to see how he's going on the Dubai pitches and see if he can play
There,
semis.
Oh,
there,
actually,
there are rumors that both Rohit and Shami may sit out of this game.
Oh
How
yeah,
Rohit
because
was
of their
carrying
debut.
it. Yeah, so maybe both of them would be sitting out. Gill could captain, but TBC. Watch, wait, watch. You don't know until the toss.
yeah. Wait, Rohit
And
and
Shami.
Gill,
Shami.
Shami. Also, one bowler, one batsman. Okay, okay. One bowler, one batsman. Yeah,
All right, I think let's jump into one of the biggest upsets or first upset of the tournament. England against
yeah.
Afghanistan.
And as part of our predictor, who got it all right and who got it wrong?
But the thing is, Chai. When 4 people out of 5 predict one way, is it really an upset? Is it really an upset? Sounds like an expected result.
Yeah.
And even the guy who
But
doesn't know much, my background does know quite a bit. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I think
oh my God. Yeah.
the way England started the game, I felt they learned a lot after the loss against England. Sorry, after the loss against Australia. Jofra Archer uh, was did most of the damage, right? Losing 3 wickets.
Mm.
He got 3 wickets in the first 10 overs of the game. And yeah, I think from that point, it was a no-brainer that they would aim to restrict Afghanistan to under 250 or around that 250, 260 mark. But nah, Mark with injury, and then Butler having to bowl Livingston and Root for longer than expected.
to be honest, I think Livingston's their weakest link in the team because the man hasn't produced goods with the bat or
Mm.
the ball. And he plays in that position where you have to go big and be consistent, or give us at least 2 to 3 wickets at the economy of like 4 and under. And he hasn't delivered on that
Yeah.
in
I
But
any
think
who
I
would
think
you change him for?
leave
Who
this
would you
Afghan
replace
game
him
alone.
for? Who would you replace him for if he's
uh,
Oh,
Um,
just replace him
Oh,
with that
doesn't make a
spinner they've
difference now.
got.
These guys are done.
I was going to say there's no point of discussing that
No
because it
difference.
should be their
Yeah.
long-term run, or they could go experiment something similar for South Africa. And I feel at this point, England would go hard on the next game just so that they walk away with at least a victory, or else it'll be 6 losses on a row, 3 in India, 3 in the Champions
Mm.
Trophy.
Or would you experiment? Be like, who? If Livingston, as Raj said, is a problem. But yeah, pride over. Hey, what combination
Yeah.
works?
But I think we should
No.
definitely talk about Ibrahim
Oh
Zadran's
my God.
massive
Oh,
score, right? Uh, he
not
he
not not
anchored
just
the
that, not
innings.
just that he got a massive score. He's so good to watch. I literally told myself every 5 hours, I was like, yep, I'm gonna go to sleep now. After this, once he gets his 50, I'm gonna go to sleep now. And then he keeps going. Once he get to his 80, I'll go to sleep. I did
Yeah.
that, and I ended up watching the whole Afghan batting innings because he was just
Man,
so good to watch. He was so
the way,
methodical.
yeah, initially when they lost 3 quick wickets in that 10 overs, he hung around, right? He was not playing
Mm,
scary shots. He was playing, his natural defensive, let me build an innings with, Shahidi, both of them, the captain and him. The commentators were like, they certainly have to make a move. They certainly have to go. They
yeah.
certainly have to go. And then, similar to Raj, I dozed off when Afghanistan were at 140, and I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna play. They've learned a leaf. They picked up a leaf from
Yeah.
Pakistan to play a test match. And then I woke up. They were like 40 overs, 200. I'm like, okay, they've started to pick up. Up the run rate to 5. Let me watch and man, Nabi at 40 scoring, man, hitting huge sixes. Right? At no point, I mean, on paper, you see his age as 40, and even I brought it up
Yeah.
that,
And he
he is
scored 40.
one of the oldest players, and I've called it out leading into the tournament. But, the way he's playing this series, nowhere looks like a 40, right? He's every time, every time he rocks up with the ball, right? Every single
Yeah.
time, both the games, he gets a wicket. He breaks the partnership.
Was it in the first
Or
ball? First ball, he got a wicket in
yeah,
this one?
yeah, he did the same against the other game that they played. Whom did they play? South Africa.
Um, South Africa. South Africa?
Was it South Africa? Yeah, the other
Yeah, South
Afghanistan.
Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and he comes in, he gets wickets straight away, and he breaks the partnerships. I'm like, what the hell, man? He's supposed to be 40. No. Yeah.
No, it was a pleasure watching. And I think as we all said in the starting we were just like, oh, 250 below 250 is going to be an easy thing for England. But they stuck around. They use the um tactics like Barcelona does for soccer. They're like, if you can't find an opening, just pass it around. Just move forward. And they just did block, single run here, single run there, and just move forward. Just get it ticking. But then once they got an opening, oh my God, some of the sixes.
No, but while they were betting, every single
Mm,
commentator at the 20 over mark, they're like,
yeah,
forget 300. I think 260 or 270 is an option. Play
yeah,
towards that. Every
yeah.
single commentator. No
Yeah,
one gave them a single chance of getting even close to 300.
And every time they
And I think,
scored a 2 or 3 runs, the commentators were like, they surely have to get a move on. They surely have to get a move on. And then they see Mark Wood walking back. Mark Wood walked off after 4 overs with an
yeah,
injury, and commentators are like, okay, this is the 16 overs,
yeah,
that Butler will have to get out of part-time bowlers. Maybe they're waiting for that. Mark Wood walks back, like, okay, that gamble's gone.
yeah.
Now, they're probably in a bigger trouble. But yeah, the way they were smoking sixes towards the end, pure pleasure to watch.
And the
Um,
bowling, right? They restricted England to 317, and that too all out, right?
yeah,
That's huge. That is
I mean,
massive.
with England, they were, going at 6, a little over 6,
Seven, I think. Yeah,
yeah, all along. But I think the biggest problem for them was they kept losing wickets, and I think
yeah,
problem for them it was plus for Afghanistan. Everyone, I think Joe Root anchored the innings. If
Yeah,
anyone could have done it, it would have been Joe Root and his
yeah,
chase. But he was essentially running out of partners, and which forced
yeah.
him to go big as well.
And Raj's favorite person, Livingston, did not score again. 10.
So, all right.
Uh,
I think yeah, those are all the 6 games. We spoke about four. A couple of them washed out. Let's do a quick preview of 3 upcoming games. A knockoff game against between Australia and Afghanistan scheduled for tonight. Big game, and we all. I think straight after Afghanistan's loss in the first one, we said, okay, now, they become quite dangerous. They've shown what they
yeah,
could do, taken down England, and I feel this is a vengeance coming from the Cricket World Cup, where Maxwell pulled off from an inevitable loss. So it's a
mm.
replay of 2023 World Cup game, Afghanistan Australia.
Yeah, but you're on mute, Raj.
Yeah, Raj.
Yeah,
Uh, even in that game, it was Ibrahim Zadran who scored the runs.
yeah.
So let's see what
But I
happens.
think again it'll be a close game, but I think Australia's got it. Australia's got
Surely.
it, and then that's what we all predicted, except for my brother. Except my brother.
Well,
I think for me, the win actually happens with Stephen Smith. I feel like he captains when he's
Mm,
captaining, he plays at a different level, but he also
mm.
thinks on his feet. Butler just looked like he had no idea how to combat what was happening, especially when Wood got injured. He didn't have the resources to actually combat him. That was the issue, I think.
it's going to be a very interesting game. Australia, yep, they've had a run chase, a big run chase, but my concern with that is they leak 350 runs. Yep, knowing that it's a highway
Yeah,
tracks, etc., but still, Australia leaking 350 and Afghanistan coming off the high that they've had in England against England. It is, I mean, for me, at the start of the tournament, I wouldn't have rated this as one of the highly anticipated game of the tournament. Now, this is after India Pakistan. This is my second highly rated game so far.
To be honest, I think this
Uh,
one was more fun than the India Pakistan one. A bit more
yeah.
loose.
This was more fun. Yeah, that's so true. So true.
um, the
After
next one is
Pakistan's batting, you're like, okay, we know what's happening.
Nah, it's not
uh,
just that. I feel like because those close, like this lower total games can
Yeah.
get close. But they just didn't have the resources. I feel like they didn't pick properly in terms of because they
Mm,
only had one spinner. They only had Abrar Ahmed, no other spinners in the team.
yeah. All right. Next two games, Chai.
yeah, next 2 games, England, South Africa. I'm calling it as a dead rubber, but I'm sure South Africa has a lot to try out. They could play switch combos to see. This is probably their last practice game before the semis and what could potentially be final
But
slots.
I think it all depends on. So even but this game can determine if they finish on first or second, right?
Yeah,
So they can.
that's good.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that's
But
good.
I mean, I guess
And
no one
Yeah.
knows what's on the other side anyway, right?
the good part with the next couple of games that are going to happen in Pakistan, they're not in Rawalpindi, which is where
Which
2 games
really
washed out. So hopefully we'll have 2 games. And the last game, and let's hope we manage to catch up and record before and talk more in detail, is India New Zealand. And yeah, law of averages. New Zealand in red hot form, a lot at stake. It
I
is again one of those games that's going to determine whom they're going to play in the semis.
Then, like for
So
me, I think you know how going into 2023 World Cup on paper, India was the best side. I feel like in Champions Trophy on paper, New Zealand's the best side. They've
yeah,
got
yeah,
everything covered.
100%. After
yeah.
Russian's century, yeah, uh, and as I said, Kane Williamson, he can wake
He's
up
just
any
waiting.
morning
Yeah.
and then score a big 100. So I wouldn't be surprised if you've got the top 4 or 5 scoring massive scores in that game.
Yeah. So one game is most important, Australia, Afghanistan, who's going to be qualified. The other two games is, hey, do you want to be first or second? How do we want to play this?
Yeah.
So,
So
and I
I
think the
think yeah,
predictor we're all of us for the next game is Australia, except for my brother. Split between South Africa and England. Sai and I have chosen England, and my brother and Raj have chosen Australia. Sorry, South
and
Africa, and then and then same split for the last game. Raj and I went for India, and New Zealand for other two.
yeah. I mean, my point there, as much as I want India to win, I want law of averages to catch up, and I want that to
Yeah, I know.
happen
Before
when
the semis and the
we
finals.
can afford a loss.
Before
So
the
yeah,
loss, yeah.
predictor. I think predictor at this point. Raj, Randeep, and Amin, all three of you are tied up at 6 points, and me solely occupying the bottom spot with 4.
Who's who's got the semis correct so far? So
Uh,
does anyone have England in the semis?
yes, I have England in semis. No, Raj, you have England. Raj, both of us have England in semis.
Ah.
How does that
uh,
work? If I predicted in England and Australia, did I get that game
sorry, let
wrong?
me
I
bring
must have
up
gotten
that.
that game wrong.
No, you got England and Australia wrong. You and I both got
That's
England
why.
and Australia wrong because we both
So
went for England.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I've
yeah.
got.
So
Okay.
yeah. So I think rest is the same. I think that's the only difference. You
But that's impacted
both have
in
got
the semi-final.
and Chad got Pakistan.
Oh. Are you
Chad
sharing a
got
screen? It's
Pakistan.
not loading.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Chai must have
No,
tried
I
and
don't
then
know
he
who's
gapped
sharing
it.
their screen.
You sharing a screen, Chai? Or
No,
you're on
maybe.
mute, Chai.
Maybe. Oh, there we go. Chad tried.
And
Should have like a playing at the moment. Technical difficulties.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't see your shared
Chad,
screen.
we've got a gray
Yeah,
screen.
yeah,
We
yeah,
can't see anything.
yeah. I'm stuck. All right. Let's assume I'm sharing my screen because even I can't see
Okay.
the screen.
Yeah.
Take
So
difficulties.
Yeah.
So essentially, I've got India, Pakistan,
There.
Australia,
Yeah.
England as my semis choice, and I've clearly made 2 boo-boos there. Um, who else? Raj, you've got India, New Zealand, South Africa, England. I think you've made 1 boo-boo. Randeep's got India, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa. Spot on.
he's gonna be in.
And
Wow.
let's assume he's spot on.
Assuming Australia has
That's
beaten. Oh, so wait. Does Aman have Afghanistan in the semis?
Now,
Oh,
Aman. This is a
no.
very tricky prediction. He picked Afghanistan to win all his games, and yet decided to choose Australia, South Africa to win the game to make it to semis.
what? No, so his prediction is wrong there. If he's predicting Afghanistan to win, then he needs to figure out his semis.
No,
Oh, net
because
run rate.
no, because he against South Africa. Yeah, because he predicted
Ah,
Afghanistan to win against South Africa.
yeah.
So he's already he's like, oh, he's already had a loss. It was like, oh, I was already gonna have a loss. So yeah, it would make it
Oh, well,
difficult for them to
I think
qualify. I think that's what he's thinking.
before by our next recording, we should have
Yeah.
all of our semi-finalists locked and loaded. And probably this is probably a good point to wrap up. Thanks all for tuning in. You know what you have to do: like us, share us, subscribers. Come back for our next episode where we're gonna talk about all the juicy semi-final gossips. Thanks all for joining.
Adios.